Welcome to God's Way, YTVY. I'm Adolphina Shephard, and this is my co-host Thomas Knight Templar.
Me, everyone. Couldn't get it out. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the show.
Well, folks, we have a fabulous show lined up as usual. We have a couple of fabulous guests, and we're going to be talking about a couple interesting subjects, but we're going to be talking about quantum healing, the magic of quantum healing, and we're also going to be talking about aura photography and spiritual diagnosis. And to be here with us tonight are two of my very favorite people and very gifted people on top of that. Gabby, let me introduce Gabby. Gabby, tell them a little bit about yourself, and then we're going to go to Joel.
Okay.
You're first.
Hi, everyone.
Just stop billing. We're gonna
Yeah, right.
How did you guys feel?
I'm the queen first. And then,
Another queen on the table. Who do? I think it's the balance of hormones.
Yeah.
Though. If it's
Yeah,
two guys,
Neil,
it's
Yes.
right.
yeah. So just to talk a little bit briefly, I am a intuitive healer also. I do readings, channelings, I coach, I teach. And I've been like intuitive all my life. So even when I was little, I knew I could see things. But one of the first times I saw auras, because I can see auras, was when I was about 14 years old. And that happened actually, my father had died just shortly before that. And I had known about auras, and I started to read books on it a couple years before I started to see auras. And then it just started to pop out. And I think it was a lot of the emotional energy when my dad had passed away that my heart chakra started to open up more. And so the auras would just like start popping out in front of me. But at that time, you didn't tell too many people because they thought you'd be kind of like goofy.
Not if you were a Catholic.
Yeah,
Right, not if you were Catholic.
yeah.
right?
I
Not
was
the
raised
priest.
very Catholic in a Catholic school.
Get some gasoline
So-
for the fire.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So anyway, I mean, I did tell some people, but some people are like, "Oh yeah, that's cool," and other people are like, "I don't know." So I kind of kept it to myself for a lot of the time. Then I went to college, and I wanted to help people my whole life. So my whole life, I was like, I wanted to be like a psychiatrist. But as time went on, I graduated with a degree in psychology from Villanova, and then I worked as a counselor therapist in the conventional fields. But I knew I could always see and feel things about people. So, and I also was a tennis teacher and played tennis, and I won a number of tournaments. And I loved the interplay of the physical body with the emotional and mental bodies. So eventually, I had a car accident where I
This
died.
just keeps on getting better.
I died. Yeah, I died. I left.
You were playing tennis.
On
I
the
was playing
Schuylkill
tennis, I
Express,
don't-
why you know this?
Yeah.
Oh, my
You know,
God.
telepathy. They were losing the games. You were the
Not
champion.
what you
Is that
want.
where
Then
the
you had a
accident
car
happened?
accident.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, I told you it was a chain of events.
I won. I used
And,
telepathy.
there was a guy that came and put out the fire, too. He
You
had
were
a
there?
fire extinguisher on the Schuylkill Expressway.
Oh, my
If that
God.
wouldn't have happened, she wouldn't have survived.
Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
I was on the Schuylkill Expressway meeting a friend to see a show in Philly, and the guy behind, boom, crashed,
Hit you from
hit
behind.
me from behind in half. I had a little Carmingia. My engine was behind my head.
Jeez.
The car was crushed in half. Nobody would ever live from that, I was told. And I went, oh, and I went out. I went through the tunnel, kind of like similar to what they say, and it was like a bridge tunnel to me. And then when I saw the angels, they said, well, I said, I really would like to go back. I think I better go back. I have to go back. And they said, yes, you have work to do. And so I started going back over the bridge. And shortly after that, and then I was in the hospital, broken ribs, all that, a lot of stuff.
You
I was
got hit
in back
the palm
therapy.
again. You looked
Yeah,
around.
I was in back
Yeah.
therapy for 3 years, 3 days a week.
Oh, boy.
Okay, because of the injuries I had. And so I started to, after the accident, Mother Mary appeared to me. And I could see her. It was just like in the Star Trek movies where they would, appear.
You see the tingling little.
Yeah, tingling. Exactly. And so she had said to me that, it would be okay. I would be all right. And that I needed to be here for the work I was to do. And so I would slowly improve. and I would get into holistic healing. So I got a degree also in holistic health besides psychology. And then I started to do more readings, more healings. And it just happened, and I flew into that. It flew into that whole area.
It was a natural progression
Yeah.
for you.
And then I stopped the regular counseling therapy that I was doing, for a regular conventional job.
Psychologist is right here.
Yeah, and that's what I felt like I had to do.
Right
So
here. They can't get that information that you can give them from here. Or
Yeah.
you can transfer it in a reading. So.
yeah, and that's how it started. And then people would just come, and then I started to teach. So I do teaching. I want people. What I want to do is help people to manifest,
Get out of
to
their own
grow,
way.
get out of their own way, spiritually evolve, and bring their true essence out. Their essence of their energy. And I'm starting to give more symbols for everybody's individual persons. More things are flowing through me now as far as for you compared to someone else. Okay, so I get certain frequencies. So when I do healing work, different frequencies will flow through me. And when I do readings also, I see like blue orbs. And sometimes they're white orbs, they're blue orbs. And they give me information about what's happening.
What's with the little faces in the
Right, they're just,
You see
that's just the easiest way for them to manifest,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, the little faces
They look like they're
depend.
smiling at me
Yeah,
when I
yeah,
say them,
yeah,
no?
yeah,
But they are.
We're in this little hole flying around. You can't do nothing about it. You know?
Yeah, they are. They're saying hi.
I know.
Be happy.
We have a picture of Gabby and I in the water,
Okay.
in the Poconos, in the stream, and they're all around us in the picture.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, I'd love to see that one.
We'll have to
they're-
show
they're-
it to you one
they're
of these
Yeah.
times.
Me.
What? And there was a few around me too.
There's
Oh,
a few of
yeah.
them.
They're floating above the water.
Yeah, they're above they are around him too a little.
All right, so let's go
yeah,
to Joel
so-
because
Okay.
it sounds like
Blah,
you
blah,
could
blah.
talk.
We
Yeah.
had
So
a whole
now-
night
Oh, she
here
took
going.
up my
know.
time. So I walked out.
We always get the wrong
See,
end of the
that's what
stick. You know,
happens
it's
all
guy
the time,
thing.
isn't it? Their time.
Well, you
I
know
mean,
what?
come
Half
on,
the
you know,
time
it's
it's
like-
mostly women with him, and he's on, gets estrogen overload. So
Yeah.
he's real happy. There's a guy
There's
here
a guy
tonight.
here too. Okay,
I'm going nice breasts though.
so we can
Anyway.
we can balance it out here, right?
But anyway,
Okay.
folks, so this is Joel,
So yes, that's me.
okay, and he happened, him
And,
and Gabby are actually partners.
Yes,
And so I'm going to let him take over for a little bit,
Yep,
tell him
or-
about himself.
Gee, we met up in 1982, a long time ago. So, and it's like, wow, I saw her running around the track at Norristown High School. And she had this determination on her face, like, just, I can whip you. And I said to myself, wow, okay, I like that. It didn't scare me. So I went up to her and I got her phone number and called her on the phone. Okay. And I called her on the phone, and guess what? In a half hour, she told me my life story, and she wasn't even there. How is that possible?
Yeah.
So we went out, and
It's like she's in your head.
yes, it's like
I know.
you'll never. But I'm a musician. I played out in the public in front of tons of people in small bars here and there. I haven't played in any places in New Jersey, but in Pennsylvania along the main line and John and Peter's a lot of places.
But
Okay.
you actually do you take the pictures and do the
Yes.
aura and so forth, and you actually, I was listening to you do the interpretation, and it's interesting because it's we're actually competitors when we do it, but we became friends, and I love aura photography, just like you could see the auras. It's a fascinating subject, right?
Yes, it is.
So we're going to do a couple, perhaps if we have some volunteers, and he's going to interpret this one. But wait, before you do that, I want to ask you, didn't you say that you had a song that was picked up by a major movie or something?
The possibility of it, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
hopefully we'll have time for Joel to play a song for us tonight.
Okay, we will do that. There's a
And-
guitar back there.
Okay.
So, you know, I might play, Johnny Be Good, you know.
All
who
right,
knows?
Oh,
works
we
for
don't
me.
care. We
I
don't
can sing and you
care.
get a vocal
We
here.
don't care.
It doesn't matter.
You know, but we got a lot to talk about. Do you want to go over Tommy's picture with him just to give him an idea?
Yeah, let's do a little bit of the guy thing here.
Okay, go ahead.
Good
Okay.
bonding. Good bonding. Cool.
Wow.
Kumbaya moment.
And the
Go
thing is, they're not going to be able to see it, though, are they? Will they? Okay.
Well, they can zoom in on it.
Okay.
Can you zoom in on that picture, Tom?
Tom, I'm here.
Tommy. Yeah, I know, right here, sweetie.
Okay. Okay.
I don't know if
You
they
want
can.
Richie to zoom in on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Attaboy, Rich, go get him.
All right. We're going to do this. Tom has every picture is different from every other picture. There are no two exactly the same.
Look at the pink afro.
And what it shows us here, is right around Tom's head. There's some beautiful yellow. Yellow is the color of people that like to work with people. They're people that make good leaders. They're also people that like to understand things, whether it's, if they're interested in a subject, and there are 4 books about it, they'll read all 4. So if Tom's interested in something, he'll read everything he can about it to understand it on a deeper level. Now, we have many different layers in our picture, and he has like 3 different layers. Now I go through the emotional layer, which is like right through the middle of the picture here, and I see all this beautiful, beautiful pink there. I mean, gee willikers, there's a lot of, yes, that's what it is. It's like a pink kind of love coming out of him emotionally, not just on the female side of the body, but the male side of the body too. So it's not, it's for everybody, okay? And then we go further up in the picture, and there's more stuff up there on the top of the picture. So it's like, oh my God, without getting too deep into it. Okay, this shows me sometimes other lifetimes, other places that Tom has been, other areas, blah, 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 blah. Well, he has been a leader type in other lifetimes, okay? But he's also had so many that he has developed a lot of aptitudes and abilities that he has that he doesn't even know he has.
Yes,
Because
I'm
it-
Superman.
Yes, because they're like your
Endowed
aptitudes.
with special abilities.
Yes,
Faster than a
It's-
speeding bullet.
yes. It's like your little kids. Your abilities are your little kids. You know what I mean? And they cry for your attention all the time. And you have a lot of those that you have from many other places.
I do. I have 3 grandchildren home. They were crying all the
Yeah,
time.
and we could get deeper into this, but I'm also going to just throw one thing out at him. He has a beautiful green that he is putting out to other people here. The beautiful green. That's his energy. And green is Mother Nature, the trees, the grass, the outdoors. It's earth energy. And when you put green out to everybody, I told this to another guy here. We did, one of the people who had their pictures beforehand had a lot of green that they put out. And I said the same thing to him. If everybody did that to everybody else on this planet, there'd be no wars. People would work together and get along. If that's what they did. So that's all I have to say about that. Okay.
Now, you know what I just picked up, though? Because this is a hobby of mine, and I get a lot of information over well, look at the white Earth star.
Yeah.
The
now
Earth
this is separate.
chakra, that doesn't always show up.
Yeah, this is separate information. That's
Right.
his aura there.
Yeah.
These are his chakras. here.
Yeah, but I'm
So-
fascinated by that white coming up from the Earth star because I don't think I've seen that show very clearly in
Yes.
an aura picture
Yes.
in 15 years.
Yes, there is a white energy coming up. So what he is with white is every color combined.
Right, right.
So what's happening here is he is getting almost an overload of energy from Mother Earth right now, and from coming up through his root chakra.
He was doing some healing on a couple of people
yeah.
before the
Okay.
show, and it's probably coming up
Okay.
from that. Because that just jumped right out at me.
Yeah.
So did that. You see it flying around?
Yeah, I know. Did you do that?
I didn't have a kick and I'm throwing them out.
That's wonderful. That's interesting, Tommy. I don't think I've ever seen that on anybody out of thousands of aura photographs.
Yes.
That's interesting. Your
Yeah.
heart looks like it could use a charging.
I got one more thing to say
What?
about this here. We found the aura photography in New York City in 1995 or 96. I took 3 women to New York City on my day off on a Sunday, and the last person there was an aura photographer taking pictures, exactly like the camera we have here.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, and Gabby looked at each one of us before we had her picture taken. And she looked at me and she said, gee, Joel you have a lot of orange around you. My picture was orange. Okay? We're not done yet.
Okay.
Second woman has her picture done. I remember it was Donna Curry. Yeah. And we had the picture done, and she said, you have a lot of blues. Her picture was blue too, okay? And the third one, now it's getting 3 out of 3, I'm sorry.
We.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
The third one was violet.
Oh, I like that.
She said, Gabby looked at her aura and said, oh, you have a lot of violet around you. And son of a gun if it didn't come up violet. So we looked at the technology and how it worked, and we got a camera right after
That's
that.
what happened to us. I had some pictures done, and I was fascinated because I wanted to capture the ability, the healing ability, as I was just starting to channel the energy intentionally for healing. And I had before and afters, and it actually did healing on my husband, and it all showed, and I was fascinated. And that's when we got our equipment too. But I'll tell you one thing. You were talking about how she was right on with what she was saying. Well, what's interesting is suddenly I knew I had to start wearing a crown. And I go into an expo. I didn't know that I was going to see them there. And Gabby's there. And I said to her, she says, you're wearing a crown. She says, you know why? I said, why? She says, because you have a crown with 12 stars around your head. I said, that makes perfect sense because it was sudden that I had to start wearing a crown, So that's when I must have received that gift.
You got that activation right then and there.
Yeah, I got that. And so I knew I had to start wearing the crown. So I know her vision is right on.
Oh, yeah, absolutely is.
But also you wanted to talk too about, first of all, I want to mention, I didn't know that you died and came back because everybody I know that died and came back, they all came back very gifted. And that could be,
She's very gifted.
That's what I'm saying. She is very gifted. So usually the people that come back where they get that touch of heaven, and they come back and they're extra gifted,
Yeah.
So that's probably part of what happened there too, although it was a growing thing for you.
It was a growing process because, I was in therapy for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And it takes time
Physical
to get all those downloads.
Yeah.
What kind of therapy? Physical therapy?
Physical therapy.
From the
Yeah.
accident.
It was
Yeah.
physical therapy
Yeah.
for the back, and that was 3 days a week for 3 years. And then the insurance runs out and they don't want you no more. Sorry. I was like,
Praying you're healed.
Yeah, but you know what? That's exactly what happens. That's what happened to me. Spirit will cause you to have an incident. In my case, it was a car accident too, although I didn't go that bad.
Yeah.
But, and so that... I know. That's what I'm saying. She was in a tiny car.
I was in a
and,
What are you driving now? One of the little smart cars? You want to
I
say
hope
what that
not.
is?
No.
I hope not. No more smart.
No
No
more
more
smart.
little cars
No
after
little
that.
No, after that, no little cars.
But the point being is that's what led you on your path to being holistic because you wanted to heal. And the same with me. It's funny. Spirit will do that. And I see that in many, many, many people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I did, but the downloads that would come would take time. And
manifest.
for the healing energies, because
Yeah.
the healing's energies would get stronger and stronger, and then they tell me all the frequencies that come through me now.
Yeah.
And sometimes it takes time, so it took a little bit of time, but it didn't matter because years don't mean anything in terms of spirit time.
Right. In fact, after you ascend, you're on your second life. And it's like, now you're going to regress. You're going to bring forth the beauty of your soul. And now you start your true life because of the wisdom that you've acquired after you've done that part. So that's what they call it, the second life.
Yeah, my second life, maybe a third.
Yeah, who knows, right? I'm on my second life, just beginning.
So, and you know
You're
what we
only
did?
2.
We brought some pictures. So do you have them with you, like of before and after healings?
Oh, I do.
Like,
Can I
we-
walk
we
away
brought
from
some
here
big
for a
Yeah,
second?
sure. Yeah, you're not
I thought
hooked
that
up
might be
like
nice
the
so
old.
people could
Oh
see
yeah,
the
so
before
people
and
can
after.
see. Yeah.
The healing work that would come through me at the time, and then Joel, it goes through him too.
Well, oh sure,
So,
and that's
both
what.
of us have that. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure
So
he does.
here's-
Yeah, because
so-
you wouldn't be together otherwise, because the energy goes between the cords.
Yeah, that's what
You
happened.
know.
It goes through him, and
Oh yeah, great, yeah.
These are like before and after pictures.
Maybe you want to zoom in on that,
bring that
Richie.
in, Rich.
Let's see, so I can. Let's
Now,
back that up a little bit so we can
it's
see.
interesting because that one person is the past life. You see how the
Here?
hair is long and the other hair
Yeah.
is short? That
Oh,
other one
yeah.
is a past life of her with the goiter. Can you see the neck?
You're talking about the one where her hair looks normal
Yeah.
and the other one looks disheveled?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you see where the hair is longer and it looks like she's got a goiter in her throat?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. And not only that, but that's
is
her
the
car
before.
above her. That's her car above her.
So that's her,
Seeing
the
that.
one with the
yeah.
lump in the throat.
Yeah. That's her from when she had a goiter problem, was very heavy in a past life.
Okay.
And the one that she is now on the other side, she's beautiful body, but she's always like thinks she's fat. Well, then her fat life showed up
But,
on the
yeah,
other
that's
side.
why, that's why.
And look at her face is blank.
Yeah.
Oh, I put those things there so
Well,
people
he
can't
didn't-
tell.
he didn't want-
I see.
we don't
Okay.
want
want
them
people to
to
know
Oh,
who-
okay,
to know
okay.
who
who
they
the
were
person
that way.
was.
I see. I got you.
But on
You
this
s-
picture, she had that long hair here
Yeah.
that she doesn't have. Because after we took her picture,
Mm-hmm.
right with her, and I gave her to her, she said, "That's not me." I said, "Well, we just took the picture out of the camera."
That's her
Yeah.
car.
Yeah.
Her
Yeah.
car over
Yeah.
her
Yeah.
face
How
is
did
the
you
one who
get
has the
from
long
that to-
hair.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
see?
That was from another lifetime.
Yeah,
another
yeah.
long-haired lifetime.
Oh yeah, that's. I
wasn't
can't
over here.
believe you caught her car there. That's. I don't think I've ever caught that on camera.
Yeah.
The double eyes?
The car. See the car above her head.
Above her head. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was-
So that's great. That's
So
great.
we have a lot of pictures of before
What else you
and
got?
afters.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty, up-a-dub-a-dub-a-doo. Scooby-Doo, something like that. Okay, here's another one.
Richie, bring it in. Brian, keep it on 3.
Okay. Wow,
What do you want to talk about there? That's
Okay.
interesting.
you can see all the green in the first picture here. This is the before here, right here. And after the healing, after the unified, Gary used to call it unified energy. 'Cause She pulls
That's
in a
what-
lot of different energies.
Yeah.
Now I call it like quantum.
And you can see the change, the change from blue-green to this beautiful, brilliant pink and turquoise up here. Oh my God, it's just a total different change of pictures.
A lot of
after the healing.
self-love with the pink.
Yeah.
There's a big
know.
there's a big being standing over here to the left. Do you see that? You see the big being over there to the left?
Okay, right over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
there's energy right there.
Yeah, I could see the face very plainly. Yeah, I can't. When it goes both ways, I'm not quite. Oh my God! Look, there's an eye up there to the right, and look over to the left. There's actually 1, 2, 3, 4. There's several beings with the eyes at the very top. Do you see that?
Those are the orbs.
Yeah, I don't know if they're orbs, but they look like
That's what they
eyes
look
to
like.
me.
There's 2 of them over
Yeah.
there. Like a,
But these, well,
Fascinating.
We have one more.
You never know what's going to show up in these pictures. I know. That's
No,
why
you
I'm
don't.
fascinated
No, you
by
don't.
them.
That's
Yeah.
okay. Now I seem to remember. Yeah, I do remember this one. Now you can see how the color here. There isn't any color on this side of his body here.
Yeah.
It's over here, but it's not. It's not completely throughout the whole person. After the energy, it encompasses his
Yeah.
whole aura. He has energy in his whole aura. I mean, that's how I would quickly explain it. When you have it like this, and that's again is on the male side of the body over here. So he might have been experiencing a lot of male trepidation almost.
Yeah, because it's like a big almost hole there, you know?
Uh-huh.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
Where he's experiencing, I used to think of myself as a male, macho guy, and now I'm this whimper, or whatever he's thinking. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
oh,
there's
yeah.
a whole shift in
Yeah.
his paradigm of what he thinks about
Yeah,
himself
what's going
as a male.
on? Yeah.
Now over here it gets filled in. So he's like,
so he,
Okay.
he went from Pee Wee Herman to
Yes.
Schwarzenegger.
that's pretty good, I like that.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
to winning the Kentucky Derby or something. you know?
Yeah.
But the colors can change. It can go from this to that. It can be
Yeah.
anything. Anything can happen before and after. So
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, they're great.
You wanna say
They're
anything about
great.
Yeah, because every person's different, then the person's going to get what they need. And some people are going to need certain colors compared to other people.
Right. Because
know.
color's nothing more than a vibration.
It's a
See, people don't
vibration,
really
yeah.
understand that. Color is nothing more than a vibration. Yeah. Okay. Fascinating. You know, this is why we started doing word photography too, because it's fascinating. Haven't you learned a whole bunch of stuff from looking at these pictures and taking them over the year and watching as the auras have changed?
Oh, yeah. I mean, just seeing the beings in there too, and then before and afters, and just the changes in people that come that we know that would come for pictures after certain time periods, how they grow, how they change.
Yes.
How the aura shows their changes.
Yes.
You know,
Their
I mean, even though
evolution.
I see it, it's so great, like you said, to have that so people can have it,
It's
look
something to
at
measure
it.
against, you know.
Yeah, and then have them also meditate on some of the colors they need, because they'll see, like, oh, I'm all red. Okay, well, we're going to tell you to meditate on blue, so there's a better balance.
Yeah.
And you're balanced in all your energy.
You know, for true newbies, one of the things that I learned over the years was people are thrilled when I can tell them to have their angels jump in, and the angels jump in and they can see them. And sometimes there's passed over loved ones in there or pets
Yes,
that they can
that's
see.
right. There are
Oh my
passed
God,
over
do they
loved
freak
ones.
out over that?
That
They
happens.
love that. They
That
love
happens.
that. And you know what? That's a true
Yeah.
awakening, especially for skeptical people who
Yes.
don't believe any of this, but they were drug along by a family member or something, and then they see, oh my God, there's
yeah.
my dog. There's
Yes.
grandmom. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
Exactly. Yeah. You see
Grandma's
it.
my dog.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Yes. You see the energy in the field.
it
that
could
way.
happen.
Yeah.
Oh, it
Yeah.
could.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, so you know it's a fascinating trip, but you know what? It's so informative. The last time I did the aura photography, my buddy Judy decided to help me after my husband crossed over last year, because he's the one who actually took the pictures, and she was very helpful with that. And I say thank you, Judy. She's here with us tonight. And but I noticed the last time we did the aura photography, there was an enormous shift. Most people out of the shift, they actually went from the bottom to the top of from red to purple, and it encompassed the whole field, which I had never seen before. You know, something was predominant here or there, and it's rare to see the red. Total red would say total purple, right?
Yep.
And suddenly I'm seeing a lot of that, and I was like, wow, okay. And then almost everybody's yin-yang was balanced. Almost everybody's. And I was like, oh, this is huge. What a huge shift has taken place that this has happened.
Yes. And I've told people before that if I was a legislator or something like that, you know, or something like that, my first law to pass would be everybody would have to have an aura picture with a chakra printout. Because if we looked at their chakras and the heart was really, really tiny, I might want to say to them, you know, maybe you ought to wait a couple more months before you get married.
Or maybe you're not,
or
you know,
something.
right for this
Yes.
job or
You know,
whatever.
we'd
Not
be
until
able
your
to
heart
tell,
chakra
yes,
opens,
we'd be able to
right?
look at their hearts in a
yeah.
certain way. It doesn't mean it can't change quickly. The
Right.
chakras can change quickly. But it gives us a little idea of what's going on with the person at the time.
Right,
That's
and
all.
so if their heart's closed, you could
Yes.
say, you know, go get some body work done, get some chakra work done, get some
Something.
healing work done
You know.
to grow your heart, you know, and
And then they
your
wouldn't
life.
have to go to a lawyer
Right.
3 years later or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That boy's heart is that big too.
Yeah.
Well, you
I
know,
don't know.
sometimes the hearts are small too because they're so tired. That's
Yeah.
one of the things too.
how you
like,
explain that?
yeah, oh yeah, that's what I was
Just
concerned.
did 3 healings.
Didn't I tell you not to drain yourself? Look at how tiny your little heart is because you did 3 healings before the
Yeah, but look
show.
how big where it counts.
Well, that's the energy flowing through there. But you need to have
Somebody has to change the story. See, right away.
you need to have ask God or Jesus to fill
I
your
already did. I
heart.
told him.
Yeah, good.
Pump the sucker up.
Yeah, energize
Pump
that
that
baby.
sucker up. I
Yeah,
like
get
that.
that
That's
heart
not
filled.
me.
Yeah. Well, it's just tired because you know you've been going all day and then you do 3 healings
Yeah.
and
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
Oh, yeah.
And they
Well,
broke my mirror on my car.
And they broke the mirror in his
yes.
car.
Well, Gabby and I were doing a funeral today, so.
Oh, that's not
You
fun.
did,
Yes.
you did that today?
At like 10 in the
Yesterday.
morning, yes.
Yeah.
All right, get behind that camera. I'll take the picture.
Okay, yeah. You know, it's like, oh, okay.
But
Okay.
and let's see. You also mentioned you wanted to talk about quantum healing.
Yeah, I thought that would be good because, see, with our photography, you know, colors are so important in quantum healing. It's all the colors. It's quantum healing. You know, it's kind of like, you know, a lot of people are okay. What is healing? And
Yeah.
what's quantum healing? Now we're getting into all
Well,
kinds
they
of
give it all
different
little
levels.
cutesy names.
Cutesy
Yeah,
name, yeah,
yeah.
compared to what. But how people used to think, think about healing in the past. They used to think about, okay, well, I'll go to church and I'll pray. Okay, and that's fine because that's healing too. But there's so many varied energies of healing. You can send thoughts to someone. You can send colors. You can do mantras. You can do sound healing. So there's various different ways we can get healing frequencies into others. And I think that, and some people will say quantum healing. So what is that? It is because around 2012, we had a dispensation. And a lot of times people had said, oh, that's when the world is going to end and all this stuff. It's really what happened in 2012 was when we hit a 26,000 year cycle where the Earth is at the center of our galaxy.
Gabby is a whiz at this kind of
And
stuff.
the light, there's actual
It's true.
physical light. There's a nebula. I have a picture at home on my computer. There's a
It's called the
physical
it's-
nebula.
yeah, they're telling me now. It's called the reemergence.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it hits
It's
the
the
planet.
reemergence.
And when that occurred, there was a big dispensation that occurred for us so that the healing frequencies could go deeper into our DNA and awaken more of the deeper parts of our DNA codes that have been shut for who knows how long, how many thousands of
Well, they're
years.
gonna upgrade
So
them.
yeah, we started, and things started open, and then more and more people wanted to go, oh, I want to get into spirituality. What's wrong with me? I'm
I
so
wanna
depressed.
Get into. I love the key word. Get
Into, yeah.
They're already
You've
into it.
already been spiritual. Recognize who you are.
Yes,
Stop hiding
Yes.
behind the dumb things of this world that don't serve you.
that's a good point.
You are a creature created by God. God dwells in here. This is how he knows everything you do.
Yeah, you can't escape
All
that.
right? Okay,
He's
so
in us.
why
Yep.
would you stand in your own way? Why would you block your path? And as I say all the time, why would you constipate your growth?
Yes.
Be who you're supposed to be. Don't be a follower. Step out in faith. Be who you're supposed to be.
Get diarrhea.
A child of God. That too. That too. That too. I caught him trying to stick freedom into my water.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you what. When we were talking about this subject, I knew a lot of people would be confused, so I wanted to get an explanation for it. So I looked a few things up. Now I'm going to read it to you, okay? First of all, quantum theory is a branch of physical thought based on the concept of subdivision of radiant energy, infinite quanta, and applied to numerous, what's that word? Sometimes you can't read your
Where
own
is it?
handwriting. Processes, working transference or transformation of energy
And I'm the one with the glasses.
on an
right?
atomic or molecular scale. Now, what we're talking about here is actually how healing works. Okay, now I got one more to tell you. Okay, the word quantum means a quantity, amount, portray part of one of the very small increments or parcels into which many forms of energy are subdivided. Okay, now let's think about this. So when we're doing this energy healing, these are these small radiant particle energy going down even smaller than an atom that are being transferred to a person for their healing, which God sends through on what they need.
What they're saying quantum healing is expedited healing. It's all the processes that a lot of different people have different modalities that they go through. Quantum condenses it. It's a thing like physics. It condenses it and makes it more powerful and more direct and more personal. I meant to ask you, do you take those before you do that? And then read somebody?
Only if
So
somebody
you have
wants
something
to.
to use that?
Yeah, we'll do sometimes a before and an after.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's what,
but
yeah.
but with the quantum, it's exactly like you were saying. That's what happened to me. It was like more energy would flow through me
Because you
in
were
a
meant
condensed
to be here to do this.
to do this. Yeah,
This was
And-
thrust upon you because this was your life path and you didn't even know it. And it took a near death to wake you up to see that's what you had to do. The psychology part will always be with you. You'll know that stuff, but this serves you and that don't.
and that doesn't right. And this whole thing with quantum, what I like to tell people is that the scientific community, has now said, hell, wait a minute, you take two particles that are connected and you separate it. You have one in the United States and put one in China. You vibrate one particle, the other one will vibrate at the same exact time with the same amount of energy. So they're saying, hey, look, we've proven that time and space don't mean anything. So that what we can do now, and what I do with the healing work, is that I can go from present life into past lifetimes and future lifetimes and start to clean it out like a vacuum cleaner. The past, present, and future. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And that's what quantum healing is. You're cleaning out all timelines.
You're doing
know?
a massive amount
In a
using
small
a
period.
smaller period.
Yeah.
So, yeah, smaller
that's
period.
what it is.
Yep.
Period.
And there are layers, of course, there's layers, but yeah, small, faster.
See,
It goes
quantum means
faster.
other things. It doesn't mean that guy jumping from lifetime to lifetime. you know?
Right. But you know what? When you were talking about the separating the atom and one being in China and one being here, they actually showed that on the Big Bang Theory.
Oh, did they show that?
Yeah, what they did was they somehow
know that.
transplanted something and made the light turn on by sending it over this way, and it came across from China to turn on the light.
Okay, cool. So they've
Yeah.
got it on TV. They want, like,
Yeah.
mass population is starting to go, oh,
And China's
okay.
been hacking us ever since. you know?
And the Russians.
And the Russians. But nobody's supposed to know that.
Or vice versa.
yeah, well, we were doing it to them.
I'm sure, but healing can be so profound when it's done with energy, and the energies are getting stronger, and burning off a lot of debris, especially if you have your Merkaba activated. The energy that will come from God, I actually think it might even be.
Explain Merkaba.
Oh, Merkaba is your body vehicle.
It's a car from the 50s.
Yeah, it's a car from the
It's a-
50s.
Yeah.
My father had
Well, they
one,
called
yes.
it a Mercury then, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. It was a little winged guy who would run next to the car.
Yeah.
Just in case you ran out of gas. Yeah.
It's a form of sacred geometry, but it's also a traveling vehicle,
It's
a
the Star of
protection vehicle.
It's the
It's a
six-si-
Star
it's
of
the six-sided
David.
Star of David.
That's one of the reasons it goes back to esoteric mysticism with the Kabbalah and so forth, which is one of the reasons
Let's
why
not
they
lose
have the
them.
Star
Let's
of
not lose them.
of a Star of David. So, people don't know about that kind of stuff. But anyway, when that's activated, it burns off everything just by being in that person's presence. So,
Wow.
yeah.
The Merkaba runs through your body like a Cuisinart.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
spins like a blade.
Okay.
But you have Merkaba that will fit yourself, your home, your world, and the outer banks of the atmosphere. Is a giant Merkaba that constantly runs clean. Gaia's regenerating herself.
Yeah.
And she's doing it by removing all the debris that we have done to this over the millennia.
Well, I have a butterfly story
Yeah,
that
Right,
applies
tell
to
us.
this.
Tell
Okay? I go out in nature every day, take my hour walk, 15 minutes, blah, blah, blah. So I'm finished the walk one day, and I come out to this, what'd you call it, a little circle at the end of a road.
Yeah.
It's all dirt road. And there's a whole bunch of butterflies there. And they're about this much around, and they're about this high. And I'm looking at all the butterflies, and I walk up within about 3 feet of them, and I noticed it, and I'm looking. There's a butterfly laying on the bottom that can't fly. All those butterflies were there to help their buddy.
Oh.
And they are connected in a quantum field that way.
Oh.
They came out to help their little buddy on the bottom, and they were circling over that wounded butterfly.
It's a sacrifice of the one for the many.
So I thought to myself, well, what am I going to do with this situation? So what I did was I just picked up the wounded butterfly, and I moved it out of the where the cars go.
Yeah.
And I moved it away, and all the other butterflies went there about 30 feet away and flew around it.
Oh, that is so wonderful.
But the quantum field, butterflies are connected. Like
Yeah,
we are connected,
yeah.
everything is connected. So they know when one of their buddies gets hurt.
yeah.
And so all of a sudden, 15 or 20 of them show up and start circling around the one that's hurt.
Were they monarchs?
I wonder if they were
No, they
trying,
weren't
if they were
monarchs.
healing him.
They were white white
That's
Oh, the
what
white
I think.
ones,
I think
okay.
so.
I think they
Yeah.
were healing.
Yeah, I think they were healing him.
yeah.
You know what? I mean, see, humans could learn a lot from the animals and like the butterflies because, I mean, I remember reading about a pack of wolves when they travel. You know, it's the old and the sick and the infirm who lead the pack so that they set the pace so that none of the others get left behind. Like if the young, healthy wolf led the pack, then what that means is that the old, the
Everybody.
firm, the babies, the pups would fall behind. They'd be eaten by the
Whatever.
the lion, tigers, and bears, you know. So that's the way the wolves do it. And I thought to myself, you know, when I remember reading that, it reminded me of what you're saying with the butterfly.
Yeah.
You know, humans can learn an awful lot from the animal kingdom.
Pretty much.
You know, really, right?
And they're connected.
And you know, with the quantum field, you know, some people say, well, are we're in the quantum field? What is that? Well, the quantum field, it's everywhere. It's inside of us, all around us.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. And then, you know, thinking about like, okay, our physical body's the quantum field. Our super consciousness is totally in the quantum field, and part of our super consciousness is inside of us. So we are all interspersed together. All of us are tied in the quantum field. And when one person's negative thought, it affects another and another. Just like one butterfly affects another butterfly.
Yes.
So, you know, each of our actions affects the whole world.
Right. So
And
why
changes
hate
it.
when you can love?
Yeah.
Why hate when you can love? Right.
And I was thinking that what you just said, when I work with people too, it's about, you know, changing your patternings, you know, all your
Yeah.
patterns, and putting yourself in a quantum field of a specific quantum field, because you can make quantum fields within quantum fields of, you know, specifics that you
Yeah.
want to work with and activate with. So you want to you want to get more empowerment. I can put you in a field of empowered, especially strong quantum field energy there.
I put
You
them with
can-
the angels that are applicable to
yeah,
whatever there
you
is.
can-
It's basically the same thing.
The angels, the archetypes, because I'll do archetypes, angels. You know, I tell people sometimes, well, let's say you want to be more empowered as a singer and you want to get stronger as a singer. I said, why don't you print out a picture of one of your favorite singers, Beyonce or somebody, and that'll
I don't
start
have
to
the legs
vibrate.
for it. I don't know.
Well, maybe not that one, but you know, or
Bob
you know,
Dylan?
yeah.
I don't want his legs.
But,
The guys are, you know.
But I mean, it can be masters, teachers, angels, guides, whatever, Gandhi, whatever you want to do. Jesus, there's many different frequencies that, you know, some people feel more attuned to. So I said, if you're more attuned to this frequency, this energy, or Jesus, then you print out a picture and you start to look at the picture every day, and start to
So
bring the
connection.
quantum field of that frequency in.
Yes.
You know, that's a simple thing you can do without
Well, you
like
know, and a
doing
simple way
an
to-
hour or two every day. You
A
know?
simple way to explain it when you think about it is that how connected we are. Hey, think about it. We all breathe the same air, right?
What's left of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we all breathe the same air. We're all in each other's space. And, you know, science, a lot of people think that, oh, well, that hasn't been proven or it hasn't been scientifically shown to be true. Well, you know what? Science is just a tool of God's and is not the end all be all. However, science is catching up to what us metaphysicians have always known, right? So, yeah, right. So now it's
Yeah.
finally catching up. Quantum theory, right? They're getting with the program. Just like they say, the more the scientists learn about true physics and quantum, the more they believe in God, because some of them were atheists
Because it's
before
something
that,
there.
right?
Yeah,
they
they were.
realized there has to be intelligent
Because there
design.
has to be an intelligence force. There has
Yeah.
to be a force that they cannot explain.
Yeah.
All right? And when you cannot explain it, there's only one explanation.
Yes.
God.
Yeah.
You know, God encompasses all encompasses God. That's it.
Yeah.
There's one of the other interesting things I think that a lot of people are not aware of is that water has memory and energy. And, you know, all the water that gets taken back up in the atmosphere gets put back down. The water we had is the water we had thousands of years ago. It holds the energy of thousands of years of good stuff, of painful stuff. So we also are here to heal our waters and send healing frequencies to the waters.
Yeah, Emoto
know?
proved that. I
Yeah,
think that's excellent. He
Emoto.
used,
That's the one with the
yeah,
sounds
with the
and-
crystals and everything
Yeah.
that he pioneered that work, I think, and it was
did.
amazing to see the pictures before
Yeah.
and after, right? The blessings and so forth. A good thing to do even with the water, besides blessing and healing the water, is to you can get a big container of water and put the word love on it. You know what I mean? Write love or blessed or whatever on it, and then you drink that water, and it's already got that vibrations in it. It will raise your vibration and help heal you, right?
I have clients do that, and it helps them.
It does.
Oh, yeah.
It does.
Really, yeah.
Remember one
It
thing,
does 'cause
you
of
know,
the
you're blessing the water, and
energy.
that's what Jesus wanted you to do. That's what God wanted you to do. Bless everything you eat, bless the animals, bless the earth, bless the people, and you do this. You know, people get these, just not to pick on the medicine field, but you get medication, okay? It'll work better if you bless it to do specifically what it's supposed to do and not harm you anywhere else in your body.
I never thought of that. That's a
Oh,
good
you
idea.
better think of it.
Well,
You
use
want a good glass of
medication,
wine?
no.
Bless that wine.
Yeah.
You think that they do that in church for a reason? Anyway, you bless your medication, okay, that it will not harm you elsewhere. Let's face it, you take these medications, some people are on medication 15, 20 years.
You-
Right? And then you see those commercials where they're dancing on the air, and then you get that quick line, could kill you
Yeah.
if you're allergic to any part of it. How the heck are you supposed to know you're allergic to it
Yeah.
if you didn't get an allergic reaction from it?
I remember reading a story or seeing it somewhere where a family was very holistic and they wouldn't let their children eat any processed food or whatever. And the little girl said he caught her eating a tasty cake or something, and he said, "What are you
I
doing
like
eating
tasty
that?"
cakes.
Yeah,
Yeah, me
I
too.
do too, but I can't eat them anymore.
Tasty pies, too.
But the little girl said, "Don't worry, Daddy, I blessed it. It's good."
I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's.
she was smart, right? And it's probably true.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so you know
Wow,
what?
this
We
is
got
just
10
flying
minutes
along.
left, so
Let
if
me
you're
do a
going to do
song.
a song, let's do a song.
All right.
All right.
All right, I'll get the guitar.
Okay.
All right, let's get the guitar. So
Eric
this,
Clapton just got up, ladies and gentlemen.
so let's get him ready.
It's so easy to get to do that, like train seals.
Yeah, we know, don't say that. But you know what? It's better to clap after the song, right?
Okay, let's bring it down a little bit.
Since my baby left me, found a new place to dwell. No, I'm not going to do that song.
You should. You're right
At
here.
the end of the lonely street at Heartbreak Hotel.
Do whatever you want to do.
Okay, I'm just testing out the mic, basically, is what I'm doing here, so that I can know how loud I have to sing or how loud I not have to sing.
That's on, right? That mic?
Yeah.
We're watching over you. Yes, we are. You'll always have a home. You'll never be alone. 'Cause we're watching over you. If you lose your way, we'll find you night or day. You will always shine in the memories of time, and the seasons will pass their magic due to you. We're watching over you. Yeah, you'll never be alone, you'll always have a home. 'Cause we're watching over you. When we reach above and open up our hearts to love, we are a family again, eye to eye in the sky, dancing away to our tune. on a far-off moon. We're watching, we're your family. We're watching over you. Yes, we are. You'll never be alone. Always have a home. 'Cause we're watching over you. We're your family. And we're watching over you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Was that an original?
So, yeah, that's an original.
Oh, that's so
So,
beautiful.
but I could do Elvis if you want.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Joel, can you do the one I like? The
What?
table for two?
What?
How about the table for two?
Well, do they have time?
We had 8
What do we
minutes.
got, Chris?
No.
6
We got
minutes?
6 minutes. Okay,
Is
you
that
want a
enough
6-minute
time?
time?
Yeah, we could do
All
it.
right, if you can do it, we
you
can
guys
do
are
it.
all right with it.
Yeah, no, it's
All right, Gabby.
beautiful
Then
voice.
you're
Let's
gonna
go.
have-
So this
You're
went
gonna
from
have to come over here,
a ballad.
Gabby.
It's going to be rockabilly
Okay.
now.
What?
You get it all in.
What?
You're gonna have to come over here and sit
He,
right beside me.
yeah, he wants you to,
Sit there, okay?
do the
Take
wiggle
your chair.
with him.
Yeah, bring it in.
Oh, do I have
It's
to?
okay, we're at the end of the thing.
Do I need my chair?
Yeah, you do.
It seems like a love moment. I don't know.
Oh, this is so sweet.
Okay. All right, that's good, right there. You got it. All right. This is a song that I wrote back in the mid-'80s. A good friend of mine who has since passed really liked the song, and he got this little 4-track cassette, okay? And he put this song on there, and I forgot all about this song till almost 30 years later when I found it in the basement of my house on a cassette, and I forgot. I hardly even remember writing it. But anyway, this song right now is for Gabrielle. What would you do if I fell in love with you? Would you take me on a ride on a magic carpet with a view of far-off places and ancient races at a table set for two? What would you do at a table set for two? What would you say about all this night and day, and the heartbreaks we feel, making circles on a wheel of the then and now, and I don't know how, see all the colors of gray? What would you say at a table set for two? Would you want to go higher and higher up to the sky in your golden fire? Show me some light so I know where you are, and don't come down, Gabby, till you've been that far. What would you see if love could set us free? The shining gates of time, making pillows for this rhyme of what is sealed and what's revealed at a table set for two. What would you do at a table set for two? Would you take me along in your golden fire, higher and higher, higher and higher, past night and day and the Milky Way? And may I, Gabby, may I have this dance? What would you do at a table just for two? What would you do at a table just for two? Okay, you owe me now. You know that. You owe me a good back rub.
I love it. That was beautiful. Well, folks.
He sings the song, he gets a back rub out of it. I sing his song, I get, okay.
Oh, well,
right.
I guess
Anyway,
it's time to
we're
wrap
gonna
it
end this
up.
show. We're gonna wrap it up. I'd like to thank everyone who came tonight, our crew, Richie, Tracy, geez, what's happening tonight? Christine, and our audience that's here in the studio audience
Thank
with
you.
us, our audience at home that tunes in
you all.
ritualistically every week, and our boys in the booth. They're waving.
Boys in the booth.
Okay. Thanks to the beauty of TV, they wave back. And I'd like to thank our sponsors, Antonio's Fork Store in Tauntonville, and Aardvark's Pest Control and Great Kills. And anything else, sis?
Nope, just tune in next month. We have Birgit Luder's coming on, who's VP of the Iridology Association, going to explain how it affects your emotional and mental bodies. So it's going to be an exciting show, just as this one. I want to thank you. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful performance.
That's it.
And Gabby for sharing, all both of you for sharing your wisdom, because, you know,
We gotta wrap it
it's
up.
it's nice to be able to share amongst us all.
Okay.
You know.
See you next
So
time.
see you
Thank you.
next time.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
You talk about hanging out.